1, 2, 3. There we go. Now we're on. Just a little bit of a problem with the audio. We're back online now. Thank you for your patience, everybody. We realised at one point we weren't even plugged in, and then when we did plug things in, still didn't quite work. So top of the second inning here. It's Jesse Toon at bat, nobody out, and a runner on first. For the Canterbury side, they're enjoying an early 1-0 lead after Harry Fullerton walked to start the game and then was driven in off the bat of his brother, Will Fullerton. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here for Jesse Toon. Adam Musto is at first base. He reached on a hit to Tristan Watts. Outside corner doesn't get the strike call. Leo Matsuo 2-2 now. Count 3-1. Well, I think it was 2-2. Thought it was all over that one. So will be ball 4. So a walk for Leo. Miles Charby walks up. Take his place in the batter's box. Runners on first and second now for the Vikings. We were just saying it's been a 4-for-4 performance for the Vikings with their leadoff guy getting on at the top of the first inning and coming around to score. As that's fired in there, 4-strike-1. Each of the 4 games today, the leadoff guy in the top of the first has got on and then come around to score. So
no losses yet for Manly, though.
No, 2 draws, which was the occasion last year. 2 draws. With I think 18s and third grade had the draws before. It was a Manly win. Actually, might have been the year before. Because last year it was a very, very hot Pink Hope Ladies' Day against Canterbury, and third grade didn't get on, and we played an hour in second grade.
Interesting to see how Matsuo goes with a bit of traffic here. On his first and second, no one out.
Well, it seems to be when he excels. 1, 2, Umazawa pulls it out of his glove. Jason Spurway signaling that the out will stand. Umazawa losing it on the transfer.
You got a bit lucky there, Yoshi.
As I was saying, mate, Leo Matsuo seems to get himself into trouble, but also get himself out of trouble. The occasion last year, frequently, probably too frequently. I think 18s and third grade, Brian Murphy would like. It was a Manly win. Actually, might have been the year before. Andrew Cook now. Because last year it was a very, very hot Pink Hope Ladies' Day. With 1 out. Yeah, misses inside for ball 1. See if we can just bear down and work hard and get this second and hopefully third out very quickly without giving up another run. As that ball's going to get up and over the head on Vince Carreras and go foul. One ball, 1 strike. Stolen base up there for Miles Charby. awkward head first slide in the second base. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Andrew Cook.
Check all his limbs are still there.
Checks his swing and doesn't get called for a strike. 2-2 near the count.
Well, he gets so much movement on his pitches. He's got a wide arm slot. Moves the ball both ways. Often pitches like that, you see them lack a little bit of control.
Lifts that one into shallow right field. Gabs Mateo moves underneath it. Moves in on the catch. On the ball. Gets away from Kenny Nato. Takes the old aquatic hop. Unlucky. Leo Matsuo hadn't moved into the position he needed to be in. He got caught ball watching. Wasn't there to back up the throw from Gaz Mateo, who made an excellent play on the ball. Set himself up, got himself in a position to make the catch and then get himself into the throw.
And it was a good throw.
It was a great throw, but it just needed, it probably could have been cut by Vince Carreras because it didn't need to come all the way home because the runner in Musto had held up after coming halfway down the line. And that one hit to Zach Newbold in centre field. That will finish the inning, but Canterbury get another one on the board. They lead it 2-0 as we head to the bottom half of the second inning.
Your Manly Eagles, number 85, Vince Carreras.
Vince Carreras will lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning. Played, I think, 1, maybe 2 games last year before getting injured. So we'll see what Manly can muster here. Kai McIntosh Walsh got a hit to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Manly facing an early 2-0 deficit. Hopefully they can get 1 or 2 here and even up this ball game. 9-hole innings for baseball, providing the rain stays away.
Which it has so far.
Fingers crossed.
First game of first grade this year for Vince.
Swings and misses at that high pitch. 1 ball and a strike. Done it again. Umpires in the field is Jason Spurway. And behind home plate, calling balls and strikes, Dave Brown. And that's in there for strike 2. Hope Dave didn't get too far down the F1 on Wednesday night. We tried to give the weather every chance to stay away and get a game in. You never like calling games off, but we certainly appreciate Dave being patient with us. Down and away. Ball 2. 2-2 the count. A very good evening to everyone watching online. Stream My Sport, Matt Jeeves and Cameron Curtis. Sorry about the sound issues earlier.
First out of the inning brings to the plate number 23, Tom Newbold.
First out here in the bottom of the second. Vince Curtis going down on strikes. Bastow working into a bit of a groove now.
4 straight strikeouts for him.
It's pretty handy. I think our own Ash Roberts had a record like that earlier.
And about this stage in the ball game as well.
Yeah, it's true. Couple of, he had two guys get on to start the game and then struck out the next 4. McIntosh Walsh singling to start the game, and then Bastow's mowed down for the next 4 batters.
Can't find a strike in the first 2 pitches to Tom Newbold, though.
Tom Newbold back after a bit of a family holiday last week. Missed the Porkham Hills games. Good to have his glove back in left field. His brother roaming centre field. Manly will welcome back Connor McDonald next Wednesday night when they head down to Cronulla to take on the Sharks. 3 straight balls to Tom Newbold, as well as new signing Mick Small, joining Manly this year from Blacktown. And also without the services of Tom Butler this afternoon. Vaughan Harris also out with a mild groin strain.
Not a good one to have as a pitcher.
Especially when it's on your drive leg. He's shut down until after the Christmas break. 3 balls and a strike now to Thomas Newbold. Fouls that one off out of play. Feels the count 3-2.
Clouds just looking a little bit ominous in the distance, Luke.
Don't mention the Clouds, mate. They're fine.
Oh, I'm feeling like if I mention it, I'll stay away.
You ruined the immaculate inning before.
No, that was through mentioning.
That's what I mean.
We don't want the rain to come, so if you mention it.
No, but you mentioned the rain, and now the rain's going to ruin us. Things you never talk about. No hitters, perfect games, immaculate innings, and weather. And how fast the game's going. Say baseball players and baseball followers aren't superstitious. I tend to disagree. So 3-2 for Tom Newbold. I'm going to get some offense started for the Eagles inside. And it's might have been hit by a pitch. Either way, it's ball 4. Or it's Tom Newbold on base. As the ground announcer has 3 goes at announcing who the next batter is. Got it right the first time. And will be the catcher, Kenny Nato, the third catcher that Manly have used in first grade this year.
Yeah.
Good to have a bit of versatility and options behind the dish. And a fourth one hopefully arriving next week in the form of mixed small, as I just mentioned. Kenny Nato rips that one, but unfortunately the gale force winds will prevent it from getting out, and that'll be the second out. Good attacking hitting by Kenny Nato there, just a little bit too much underneath it.
He certainly turned on that one, Kenny.
Got on it very quickly, didn't he?
Hunting fastball. He's not able to keep it flat enough, and in this wind at the moment, as you mentioned, Luke, this wind is really, that's a bit more of a breeze now, but it is blowing in.
Bring up Manly's right fielder, Gabs Mateu. In there for ball one, okay. Looked all right from here, but we'll take Dave Brown's advice and call it ball one.
What about stuff for Gab Mateu, 1 for 7 to start the year.
Yeah, not scrappy. It was a big hit as well. He had that one, that 1 for 7. Very important piece of hitting at the time. Really expecting a big year from Gabs.
Yeah.
Certainly a player that's really developed and matured over the last couple of years.
That is the biggest jump moving up to first grade in a year or so of that pace of baseball under your belt. Be all the better for it.
Check over on Tom Newbold. Face first into the dirt, back into the bag.
A solid start from Basto. Hasn't had to deal with any runs since Kai leading off.
Newbold takes off. Gabriel Mateo rips the ball into the left centre field gap. It's just hung up there in the ground, and it's going to be a single there for Gaz Mateo. Great rip into left field. It kind of just sat up in the grass out there. It didn't really kick on into the gap as much as Manly would have wanted it to score Newbold from first. So the hit and run comes off.
From Basto. Hasn't had to deal with any runs since Kai leading off.
And it'll be the younger Newbold, Zach, to continue this inning with now a runner in scoring position. Gabriel Mateo rips the ball into the left centre field gap. It's just hung up there in the ground, and it's going to be a single there for Gaz Mateo. Great rip. Camera. That's all right. In there for strike one. Mateo with his lead at first. So you do get a few drops of rain, Alex, on the primary shot. And it is starting to come down a little bit now. A few fans starting to scurry for the balcony. Could be in a little bit of trouble here. Catcher Will Fulton's just going to throw his sunglasses into the dugout.
No need for them at the moment.
Nothing has been a need for them for most of today. It's all out gear undercover, yep. Zach Newbold, no balls, 1 strike. That pitch away for ball 1. Hopefully that's just a quick shower, just to cool everyone down if they weren't already cool enough. Hopefully our cameras will survive. Taylor with another step over there at first. Down there for ball 2. A little bit low. Well, 3 and 1 now. Count.
It's been a lot hard from Basto. Commanded it pretty well up until now. I just wonder if there's
We did give him a wrap after he had his 4 strikeouts. Yeah. And we've gone hit by pitch, single, and now a 3-1 count with 2 out.
Good spot for Zach Newbold to be aggressive here. Runner on first. Want to drive this guy in.
Drive his brother in, so 3-2. Full count, 2 out. Mateo will be going on the pitch.
Big spot here.
Big spot.
Really want to cut into that lead as early as possible. Don't want to leave it to late inning heroics like they've had to in the last couple of grade games. This afternoon.
Taylor takes off. Newbold bounces it up the third base line and foul. And get another chance. Make Basto throw another pitch. Lower half of the Manly order doing a really good job going deep into counts. The next 3-2 from Basto. In there for ball 4, so good patience there by young Zach Newbold.
Loads the bases and will bring to the plate number 20, Kai McIntosh Walsh.
So Manly have loaded the bases with 2 out here. That'll be Kai McIntosh Walsh, who has a hit already this afternoon. See what he can produce here. Singled into right centre field. Left on in the first inning. Straight back up the middle. That'll score 2. Mateo will turn the corner. It's a long throw. Could have a play at the plate. We do have a play at the plate. And Manly making a bit of a habit of this, having runners gunned down at the plate. It was a hell of a throw from the centre fielder, Miles Charby, to gun down Mateo. But Manly do get one, and I guess you got to try and test those things early in the game rather than late in the game. And after 2 complete innings on the Procar Automotive scoreboard, it's the Canterbury Vikings 2, your Manly Eagles 1.
Welcome back to EBSN and our broadcast of the first grade game this afternoon between the Vikings and the Eagles. Canterbury taking an early 2-0 lead through 2. Leo Matsuo continuing on the mound for Manly. We'll have 1 run in each of the first 2 innings, both the leadoff hitters. Harry Fullerton walked and then got around to score in his first plate appearance this afternoon. He takes that pitch for strike 1 on the outside corner. Count goes to 1-1. guys and how I mentioned with me in the broadcast in that first inning. Harry back from college after a stint away. Back in the blue and white, and he strikes out here on 3 pitches from Leo Matsuo. A bit more dominant this time around. And the first out of the 3rd inning.
And the first out brings to the plate number 71, Will Fullerton.
And so following him to the plate is his brother Will, doing the catching today for Canterbury. Harry sat down on 3 pitches in that first at bat to start up this 3rd inning.
Come out firing, Leo, in the top of the 3rd here. 4 straight strikes, which is really good to see. And just as I wrap him, he drops something
You've
down.
Established that rule this afternoon already, Luke.
Yeah, but
you don't mention it.
You know, he's just trying to suck the hitter into swinging and missing, mate. If he had a swung and miss, it would have been a strike. Just misses that one. Okay, now I'll put the mods on him. Sure, now. Maybe I'll just go back and get some more pizza. Top of this 3rd inning. Fouls that one out of play.
Hopefully see Leo be a bit more aggressive this second time through the lineup. He's seen there's not too much there to hurt him that he can't deal with. And this ballpark today is not playing for a high-scoring game. Slow outfield, ball's not rolling through that. You've really got to knock it out there to even hit for extra bases.
Certainly not cutting through the wind either.
No.
I know Brian Murphy had a real simple message for Leo during the week just to focus on a few things. So it'll be interesting to see how much of that comes out today. 3-1 the count. 3-2. 3-2 the count. And he misses that one inside. So just a 1-out walk.
Took the loss in that game against Borco, but it wasn't a bad performance from Leo last Saturday.
13, Guy Edmund.
Guy Edmonds trying to double the Canterbury lead on one swing there. They've had 4 big hacks so far at this Leo Matsuo pitching and been nowhere near it on each occasion. Gets in a swing and miss at that soft stuff.
Well, that's it. That's been the strategy to him, both his at-bats so far.
Just tricked him on that little change of pace.
Keep him off balance. He's not throwing any big breaking balls, just pull the string. Make sure he swings over it. See if he sits back on this one. Kind of really needing to protect the 2 strikes.
Lays off the inside pitch.
He wanted to have a go at that too.
Did. Eyes lit up a little bit, but a little bit too far inside for him. 1-2 the count. Long look over at first base. And that one missed. Maybe on the inside. 2-2 the count. Look good from up here.
Looked very good.
Brown said ball 2.
One of those pitches from Matsuo, I guess it was his glove side. Edmonds was expecting it to tail back in.
Edmonds makes contact on that, pulls it foul though into the Manly dugout. Just going to move my drink away from my laptop this time. Don't have a repeat.
Sage advice for yourself there, Luke. There it is.
And that is an absolutely beautiful pitch. Guy Evans knew it as soon as he made the decision to not swing at it. He was regretting it. And the customary toss of the bat back into the bat bin. This time a little less aggressive than last time.
All you can do there is tip your cap. That's too good, that pitch. Too many hitters staying with that pitch the whole way. You're really going to be sitting on that. Leo's just settled in now. Stuff's looking a lot better. A lot more life on both his breaking ball and his fastball. Some little changes of speed, as you mentioned, Luke. And he's locating a lot better than he was in the first couple of innings.
Rips that one left field over the head of Tom Newbold. He's going to have a bit of a run to go and get it. He's going to have Will Fullerton move up to second base. Brendan Kingman went down on 3 straight swings and misses in his first at bat. Wasn't going to make the same mistake there and just lifts that little line drive over the head of Tom Newbold. Probably the furthest the ball has travelled today. Only one of a couple of pieces that have gone that deep into the outfield. And Canterbury now with runners on the corners with 2 out. We'll bring up the left-handed hitting Adam Musto.
Singleton scored in the second, leading off that inning. Fouls the first one back to the screen, an inside fastball. Unfortunately for Matsuo, pitching through traffic again. He's got 2 outs this time, but another runner in scoring position. He's got to try and pitch around.
And he had 2 runners on with none out in the last inning, only gave up the 1. This time, he'll get the ball straight back to Kai McIntosh whilst behind the bag. And right on cue, mate. We mentioned he's in trouble. He gets the ground ball to finish it. So after 2.5 innings, we'll head to the bottom of the third. Manly trailing 2-1. So we we're just saying before how Jaden Bastow had really been controlling things in the previous inning. Turns out it wasn't actually Jaden Bastow, it was Jacob Foster. Canterbury snuck in a pitching change in the second inning, so Jaden Bastow one and done to start this game. Handed over to Jacob Foster. So Jacob Foster out for a second inning of work, and he's going to have Yoshi Umezawa leading things off. And Ben's out of the way of that one for ball one.
And leading off the Manly, number 3, Yoshi Umezawa.
And gets things underway in the second inning with a soft fly ball into right field.
Right field, and they will bring to the plate number 16, Tristan Watts.
Second hit of the year for Yoshi. Struck out his first time up today. That's a much better approach, just taking what the pitcher gave him there and knocking it into right centre. Good lead-off hitting. Gets aboard.
That's what you want to see.
Manly looking to
work.
erase the deficit here.
Yoshi Umezawa leading things off. Tied up. Nice and early out of the way of that one for ball one. Probably gets too much colder.
Yeah, that too. Well, talk about it's already difficult conditions for hitting. It's only going to get worse as it gets colder.
Tristan Watts drops down bunt attempt and pulls it back. Gets things
with your
underway in the second inning with a soft fly ball into right field. One ball, no strikes for Tristan Watts. A couple of handy pickups for the Eagles with the two Central Coast boys coming down. Umezawa.
That's a great throw.
And it'll be caught stealing. Don't know if there was a missed signal or something there.
Wasn't a great big lead from Umezawa there. It was sort of a step and a half off. It was not a big lead by any stretch of the imagination, and had a lot of ground to cover to get there.
You got a catch of the caliber of Will Fullerton. You need to make sure that A, you're super quick, B, you get a good jump. Can't afford to give up and out after working so hard to get yourself on base. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now for Tristan Watts. Three and one. Tristan Watts just stepping out, checking the count, making sure he knew where he was. And holds off that one, so he draws the 1 out walk.
Brings to the plate number 66.
Makes that caught stealing hurt that little bit more.
I was just about to say exactly the same thing. But you never want to be running into outs, and you understand being aggressive early in a ball game, trying to establish that running game, but that's a spot where, well, you'd like to have Yoshi Umezawa standing on second base. Let's put it that way.
You got to trust a hitter like Watts has been really good since he has come to the club. Brown punches that one into right field. Evans is a long way back. Tristan Watts has plenty of speed. He's going to go first to third. So nice first pitch aggression there by Luke Brown. Got a little bit jammed on that, but did enough to put it into right field for the base hit.
You've got to be strong to do that. You've got to be strong to take a ball that's in on your hands like that and just push it the other way. Well, you'd like to have Yoshi Umezawa standing on second base. A runner first to put it that way.
You You got to trust the difference when you got a bit of hitter like Watts has been really good since he has come to the club. Got over there nice and quick. Brown punches that one into right field. Evans is a long way back. Tristan Watts has plenty of speed. He's going to go first to third. So a combination of how deep Guy Evans is playing and the fact nice first pitch aggression there by Luke Brown. Got a little bit jammed on that, kicking and going anywhere. Except in that case of the one that got over the head of Tom Newbold, kind of got away a little bit. As Vince Carrera steps up for the second time today, takes ball one from Jacob Foster.
This is a big spot for him, Vince. First grade game this season. Chance to knock in a run.
2-0 now for the big first baseman. Luke Brown standing over there at first. Not really a base running threat. Outside for ball three, so works the count 3-0. I reckon it's about 9 degrees right now.
Yeah.
And I've just seen someone in shorts take off their jumper. Oh no, they're putting a jacket on, thank God. If that jacket didn't go on, I would have said it would have got about 5 degrees colder. Takes that pitch on the outside corner. 3-1 in there for Foster. Can't believe we're talking about single-digit temperatures on the 11th of December.
Yeah, it's not right. La Nina making her presence felt across the eastern seaboard at the moment.
Indeed, my laptop felt it as well. Just loses his footing there a little bit, did Carreras on that swing.
Good comeback there from Foster. 2 fastballs on the outside, on the outer half, forcing Carreras to dig, but nothing he can turn on.
So Brown stands at second with a healthy lead. Carreras with the 3-2 count, swings and misses at that one from Foster. Just a regulation fastball, gets the swing and miss for the second out.
That's Luke Eisenhower type pitching right there.
Just throw it down the middle. Normally gets tonked. Normally gets tonked.
Throw the cheese.
We'll be throwing a few of them next Saturday.
Ooh.
So 2-1 ball game here. Bottom of the third. Tom Newbold
Scored Manly's only run. His first plate appearance in the second.
Pretty sure it was a hit by pitch.
It was.
In the end, even though it was ball 4. Officially hit by pitch. Came around to score. Just down the middle for strike 2.
So those pitches we're seeing at the moment, I don't know if it's a planned team approach at the moment. Seeing some of these good Manly hitters be a little bit more aggressive with what Foster's putting down there at the moment.
Check over at Brown on first base. Only a couple of steps off the base.
Saw the signs go down from Brian Murphy there, maybe. Foster. A little bit edgy. Got 2 strikes. Let's focus on the hitter here.
When you bowl to drive something here, check over at first again. He must have some intel on Luke Brown that we don't know about his speed.
Still 0-2 on Newbold.
Yep.
Looking for a cheap third out.
He's getting
McKay.
He's getting cold up there.
Maybe that's the plan.
Whoa. Talk about freezing out the batter. That ball lifted high, foul territory, out of play. Just next to the dirt pile. In between diamond 1 and 2.
Plenty out there at the moment, isn't there, Luke?
Yeah, it's going to get spread during the Christmas break, mate. Just a bit of topsoil.
Yeah.
Count remains 0-2 for Tom Newbold.
Good
that's
pitch
a good,
and well laid off.
That's a very good take. It could have been anything. Just snuck away.
That's your A curveball there. You see him come right over the top of it. Plenty of 12-6 action. That's very, very well laid off by a very good hitter in Tom Newbold.
Another chance for him now. Down the dirt, Foster. So evens the count at 2-2. Oh, did Dave Brown put up 3 then?
Yeah, and Tom's asking the count as well, so a little bit of confusion surrounding that.
Take 3 and 2.
Like it. Well, the scorers behind us have 2-2 as well. So
that's 3. It says 3 and 2 now. Or maybe they've just adjusted it. Brown takes off, and it's going to be ball 4. So a really well worked walk by Tom Newbold there. He's going to load the bases, and Will Fullerton's going to head out and have a quick chat, as will Tom, as will Peter Warboys.
It's a big spot for Kenny Nato now. Hasn't started this season crash hot with a bat. 1 for 8.
Well, he jumped on one earlier in the game. First pitch. Got himself aboard? The base hit?
No, flew out. But you're right, he was looking to be aggressive. I think it was first pitch as well.
And
that one he knocked in the left.
Definitely first pitch swing.
Yeah.
And I would think with this... Bit of remix action up in the announcers booth on the John Cena walkout song for Kenny Nato.
Completely planned, I'm sure, too.
We'll see if Kenny Nato hacks at the first pitch. I mean, it's not something you really want to be doing with loaded bases and 2 out, but generally after a mound visit, you're going to get a strike. So lays off it, so good approach.
Well laid off too. A high fastball.
You're generally going to get that fastball just to establish the start of the count.
Well, you wonder if that was a scouting report, because this was a similar pitch to the one
I think
Kenny
it's just
nailed into left field in his first at-bat. Lays off that one.
Not so much scouting report, I think just calming the young pitcher down.
Yeah.
He lost an 0-2 count with 2 out.
Now Kenny in a real nice spot.
Remind me in January to pack a parka.
Yes.
And about 4 more jumpers.
It is winter league weather.
If only I could Uber Eats some more clothes. Takes that pitch in there for strike 1, so free pitch there for Foster to re-establish himself. Nato now. Chance to give Manly a lead. Luke Brown standing at second. Tom Newbold at first. In the dirt, well blocked by Will Fullerton.
Overthrowing that pitch. You see how pronounced he was throwing that pitch to home plate, trying to get the action, the movement on it. Spikes it. And now Kenny's sitting there pretty with a 3-1 count. He's a ball away.
Ball away from tying up this game.
Tying up this ball game.
He does, but only as far as Jesse Toon at third base, unfortunately. And Manly can't trouble the scorers, but a good inning at the plate. They do load the bases on a base hit and a couple of walks, but the score does remain after 3 innings. Canterbury 2, Manly 1 on the Pro Car Automotive scoreboard. Jesse Toon will lead things off for the Vikings here. Top of the 4th inning. Yeah, Matsuo starts with strike 1. Command the zone.
The pitch count just creeping up a little bit for Leo. That was his 60th pitch already in the 4th inning. So it'll be one to keep an eye on as he strays too far inside and hits Toon. Gives him the free pass to lead off the 4th.
I'll bring out the left-handed hitting Miles Charby. Made a great throw.
Did he ever?
In the 2nd inning, a gun down. Gaz Mateo at home. Fouls that one off. Fouls that one off for strike 1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Suo getting ahead. Let's see what he can do here.
You pick up that sound of that gobble.
That was
really
very
popping it.
Very,
my goodness.
Very nice. That's what you want to hear. Fastball into the glove. Sound of leather on leather. That's what you want. Just challenge it up. Don't get too fancy. Throw your best stuff. I'll go, probably drop the slider in on him now and then come back with the fastball. In the outside corner. Get him chasing at one of those two.
Well, see, we've seen Leo use the cutter a little bit. Off the plate with a
I thought that was a flash of lightning then, but it's somebody with a camera with a flash. Last thing we want is lightning in the area. All the electrical wires we have out.
That's a very good pitch.
Just missing down. So 2-2 now for Charby. Toon standing at first. Fouls it off. Count will remain 2-2. The count remains 2-2. We are looking for 1 out here, maybe 2 if you can get a ground ball. And works the count full.
He's gone away.
Yep, scared to challenge the hitter of Charby.
Really grounded into a double. Well, grounded into it.
Force out. Didn't quite turn the double play. Umezawa dropping the ball on the transfer. Pokes this time into left field. Long run for Newbold. He's going to run around behind it, corral it, and pick it up. So Matsuo losing that battle after being 0-2. And Canterbury now 2 runners on, nobody out again. Matsuo just working into trouble. See how he handles it, see if he can get himself out of it.
Yeah, that's a good piece of hitting from Charby. Saw 3 pitches away, got another one away, and just flicked it over into left. Good approach. Good piece of hitting.
Newbold just taking a safe route on that, making sure it didn't get over his head again like last time. Bring up Andrew Cook. First pitch is a ball. Again, Matsuo pounding that outside corner. That's going to be lifted up high. Back for it, McIntosh Walsh. And McIntosh. Walsh makes the catch. Good bit of communication out there at the last second.
Brings to the play number 3, Jaden Basto.
Well, that's not how you draw it up in the coaching manuals. Left fielder calling him off. Kai stuck with it, made the catch.
It's first out here. It's going to be Jacob Foster, pitcher, to hit for himself.
All's well that ends well.
That's right. Get the job done. Fouls that one off. First pitch hacking.
On the other hand, you want your shortstop wanting to grab everything at the same time.
And
so
definitely the shortstop play.
I had a good read on that all the way.
You always get a little bit worried when two players converging on the ball.
Yeah.
You know, please be communicating. Peter Foster putting in a good battle here against his opposing number. Matsuo doesn't want to lose this battle. And he doesn't. That's a beautiful pitch. Beautiful pitch. Just froze Foster. He was thinking ball.
And struck him out for the second out of the inning. And that brings to the plate number
That's just a
29.
great thing about that arm angle that Matsuo throws out of. Gives him so much work on that slider. And when you start that at a righty, you're going to freeze him 9 times out of 10. And then you can go to the other side of the plate too and try and draw a swing out of
Peter
the
Foster
pitch
putting in a good battle here against his opposing
front of the dirt.
number.
Really good
Matsuo
bit of pitching.
doesn't want to lose this battle. So 2 out now for Harry Fullerton. And he doesn't. That's a beautiful pitch. Beautiful pitch. It's ball 1.
That's 4 strikeouts for Matsuo.
Racking them up. He's got 7 to go to match Ash Roberts' total for the day. Great performance by Ash Roberts. Kept Manly in the game. Fouled off. Out of play, 1 ball on the strike.
Very, very unlucky not to get a decision as well.
Yep. But good that his team fought back at the end.
That's right.
I guess one I can only imagine was a tired Daniel Cruz.
Yeah.
After being called upon in 3rd grade to shut down a rally and got called upon to close out a game and just couldn't quite get it done.
Doesn't that show as well the importance of every grade battling late in the day? Because that result in 3rd grade means that 2nd grade get that result as well, right? That's
Definitely.
One of the beautiful things about this, the setup of this competition, why it works so well.
That goes into centre field. Zach Newbold runs around it, makes the catch out there for the 3rd out. Once again, Leo Matsuo works into trouble, works out of trouble, and doesn't trouble the scorers on the scoreboard. Score remains Manly Eagles 1, Canterbury Vikings 2 as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Gaz Mateo to lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth. 8-9-1 due up, and Gaz Mateo punches it in the right field, but Guy Edmonds is out there, and he makes the catch. One pitch, one out.
That'll bring to the plate now, number 19, Zach Newbold.
So I always like to gauge how even teams are in their batting lineup, inning on inning. And with Manly sending up their 9-hole hitter now, will mean that their leadoff will come up at least in this inning.
Yep.
Canterbury sending up their leadoff guy in their previous inning. So
it's been an even ball game.
Very even ball game, 2-1. But sometimes you can have, 2-1 ball games, but you have a team going through their lineup for the third time while you're only just managing through a second time. So,
well, unfortunately, Manly, a lot of it's not coming from and it has been from what Matsuo's doing. But a couple of errors have stretched things. Manly have actually got 5 hits on the day. Only been able to squeeze one across to this point.
Newbold takes that in for strike one. The ball on the strike with one out here.
Zach walking his first time up.
That one just gets away from Fullerton. Will be a chase for Kyle McIntosh Walsh. What's the left on base at the moment, mate? You can pull it up on Game Changer there. We'll show you the box score down the bottom. I'll go back up a little bit. There it is. 4 and 5. So 4 for Canterbury, 5 for Manly. So even across the board there. Manly, of course, leaving the bases loaded in the previous inning. 3-1 now for Zach Newbold.
And they've also run into an out at the plate. So there's every reason to be optimistic. They've had no problem laying the bat on ball, getting runners on base.
5 hits to 2. That one hit to Toon. Nice, good pick up and throw across the diamond again from Jesse Toon for the second out of this bottom of the fourth.
Number 20, Kai McIntosh Walsh.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth.
What a good start to this year Kai's had. He's hitting 6 for 10, hitting 600 to start the year. 2 for 2 today. Big curveball to start him off, misses low.
Checks his swing, but umpire Brown says strike one. 1-1 for the Manly shortstop. Been quite the replacement for Jalen Ray.
Kidding. We just seem to keep pumping them out here in Manly. Flashy shortstops.
That's what we like, mate. Got all the flow. Jalen Ray in the building tonight. We'll see if we can get an interview with him at some point during this one. There was talks he might be suiting up for Manly for a couple of games whilst he was here, but he's decided just to let his body rest, enjoy a little bit of a break before he heads back over to Central Arizona in the new year for the start of their season. Pulls that one on the ground to his opposing shortstop and picks it up one-handed. Long high throw brings him off the base. It'll be... I'd be giving that a hit. Bit of range shown by the shortstop. It was Harry Fullerton there, just elevating the throw across the diamond and allows McIntosh Walsh to reach with 2 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Played it nicely, avoided the aquatic hop.
Yeah.
Just missed on his throw. balks the steal attempts as Umezawa takes strike one.
Kai doing exactly what a leadoff should tonight. On base all 3 times.
Now he takes off. Pitch out. Fulton can't handle it. And it'll be a stolen base for Kai McIntosh Walsh. More importantly, it's a ball for Yoshi Umezawa. Count 1-1 now. Base hit. Could tie up this ball game.
Stolen base puts him in scoring position. They're not holding him on second base either.
No interest shown. Harry Fulton just floating around behind, but not getting anywhere close. Oh no, bad luck. McIntosh Walsh had the base stolen.
He was halfway down.
He was. He got a very,
no attention.
Very, very good job. You called it, mate. There was no attention by the middle infielders. I mean, you do have Brendan Kingman on over there at second base, but Harry Fulton just back from college. Obviously, they're satisfied that they can get Umezawa out and not having to worry about McIntosh Walsh. Bit more attention now by Jacob Foster. McIntosh Walsh with the feet going straight up the middle off the bat. Going to have a good decision by Brian Murphy. Holds up McIntosh Walsh at third base. Doesn't wave him home as much as he wanted to, but a good bit of hitting from Yoshi Umezawa. It's a bugger if only left that previous pitch.
That's right. But that's how it goes. That's baseball. And now a chance for Tristan Watts to be the hero, driving that tying run. Keep the line moving as well. That's 2 really good pieces of hitting from McIntosh Walsh and Umezawa. I think this Manly lineup, they're seeing Foster quite nicely. Not having too much problems putting the bat on the ball at the moment.
As that ripped and under the legs of Toon this time. A bit more attention now by Jacob Foster. And Tristan Watts ties this ball game up. McIntosh Walsh coming in to score. Do apologise, we cut to the replay. Trigger finger happy. Had it cued and ready to go, and then Tristan Watts punched that thing under the legs of Jesse Turner's. Played a very good third base, but on this occasion he does get the aquatic hop, does get through him. And it's now a 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Oops. 2. Ball 1 for Luke Brown.
3 hitters in a row making hard contact. Obviously that play should have been made at third base, but
finally the aquatic hop coming into play in Manly's favour. Brown drives that ball just like he did last Wednesday night, but it's going to hang up for Guy Edmonds in right field, and that'll be the 3rd out. But the Eagles have tied this game up, and after 4 innings on the Procar Automotive scoreboard, it's Manly 2, Canterbury 2. So it'll be Will Fullerton to lead things off here.
We've got a ball game, Luke.
Mate, it's always been a ball game. Don't worry about that. Top of the 5th. We're turning the corner. Strike 1 to Will Fullerton.
Grounded out and walked so far today. Didn't come around to score on that occasion.
And finds the strike zone again. So quickly 0-2 ahead. Time to pull the trigger here for Matsuo. Canterbury with 2 runs on 2 hits with 2 errors. Manly 2 runs on 6 hits with 2 errors. I think the best part about that box line, and that is strike 3 for Leo Matsuo. Second time he's struck out today. He's definitely the 6 in the hits column. That's what you want to see. Just a and we're live again.
Just felt the Manly hitters were starting to get a hold of
Jacob Foster.
There. I think that's a good move from Canterbury. Kept themselves in this ball game, limit the damage.
Well,
Still only the 2 runs on the board.
They do have plenty of arms available in first grade. They've got another one.
It's his first pitch just off the plate to Vince Carreras, the first baseman, we're talking about sombreros a bit today. He's had 2 strikeouts as well to start his day.
First game of the season, mate. Bit rusty out there.
Yeah.
When he hits the ball, mate, it stays hit. And if the wind wasn't blowing like it is today, he's certainly up. He's certainly
Extra
able to leave the park. Yeah, Canterbury got Brendan Kingman and also Guy Evans as options later in this game as well. Evans was outstanding last year. Had an ERA of a buck 20. Kingman threw 9 innings in the preliminary final to get Canterbury in the semi-final against Central Coast to get Canterbury into the preliminary final in a huge game 3. So plenty of arms left for Canterbury. Miles Charby in centre field, another option for them. So 1 out here. Tom Newbold steps up. Also his first game of the season, so good to have him back in the lineup. Manly's lineup starting to take a little bit of shape now with players becoming available. As I mentioned before, they get Connor McDonald and Mick Small back for next week's series against Cronulla.
Well, and that's so big, the fact they were able to split that series with Borco, having those players out.
We always seem to win the Wednesday night game, but then lose the weekend game. Obviously, Borco maybe don't play so well against us, whether it's here or out of Blacktown. And then they get their cast of thousands turning up on the weekend. 2-0 for Newbold. There's a little fun fact that I won't go into too much depth about just yet. Don't want to go the early crow. But there is a pretty big stat that hopefully Manly will be reversing today. Or will go a long way to reverse today. As that's in for strike 1, 2 balls and a strike. And hopefully by me mentioning it, I haven't put the moz on it.
Well, you haven't mentioned it.
No, but I've mentioned, I've mentioned mentioning it. That's right. So let's hope the karma gods understand that one. That's 2 and 2. Well, I've already put 3 strikes up. That's a bit rude. Sorry, Tom. 2 and 2 now for Tom Newbold.
Hit by pitch in the second, and then walked on 4 balls in the third.
Yet to have an at-bat. And that's in there for strike 3. So as I say, he's yet to have an at-bat. He strikes out for his first at-bat. And that is now 2 quick outs for Rocky Yates.
Keen to see Kenny up here for his third. He's looked focused today. I feel like he hits not too far away.
Just trying to work out who Vaughan Harris is throwing with that bat. Looks like Sean Parkins, but I thought he had left. So Kenny Nato steps in. 3rd time today. So 2 very good at-bats. Fouls that one off. First pitch hacking against Rocky Yates. No balls, 1 strike.
He's been aggressive, Kenny. It's been good to see. He hasn't had the hottest start to the season in the batter's box, but
early days, mate. It's only game 3 of the season. Very capable player, Kenny. Came up through the minor league system. Was scouted out of minor league. Came into the third. We played a bit of 3rd grade last year and really excelled.
He would have excelled in 3rd grade.
Excelled in 3rd grade and was quickly called up into 1st grade midway through the year and floated between 1st grade and 3rd grade. With a very established 2nd grade squad going all the way to the grand final. Didn't get a look in there. That one hit to Harry Fulton, picks it up, throws it across the diamond, just gets Kenny 2 steps short of the base. He's asking maybe foot was off the base, but Jason Spurway doesn't miss those calls, and that'll finish the 5th. So quick inning, both sides of the equation. And after 5 innings on the Procar Automotive scoreboard, we have a 2-2 ball game. Well, joining us in the booth in this top of the 6th inning is the Central Arizona product, Jalen Ray. Jalen, welcome. Welcome back. You want to turn the mic on, mate?
There we go.
There we go. Welcome back home.
Thanks, mate. It's good to be back.
Could have brought some warm weather with you, hey?
I wish, mate. It's getting cold there as well. So.
How's the first 10 months been over in college for you?
It was fun, a lot of fun. It was hard, but definitely everything that I expected and then some. Definitely settling in later in the year and ready to go when I get back.
How long you're home for? Obviously coming home for Christmas. When do you head back?
Yeah, I'm back until the 6th of Jan, so I'm home for like a month.
Yep.
Good refresher, see the family, friends, and then get back over straight into it.
Didn't want to chuck on the maroon for 4 or 5 games while you were here?
Man, I just need to get a break, eh? I wish, but just needed a bit of a break.
Fair enough.
It's nice to come back and watch the boys, though.
Hey, Leo's going all right, eh?
Yeah, he's chucking it well.
What's been some of the highlights being over in college?
Definitely just, like, our team is just unbelievable.
Yep. As that one's lifted into centre field, left field. Tom Newbold out there making the catch for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, we just got so much talent in our team. every year. Like it's so fun to compete with the boys. We came all the way and got second last year.
Yep.
So looking to one up that.
Go one better.
Take out the title, eh?
You got another Australian in your side?
Yeah, we got Liam Evans.
Yep.
Left-handed pitcher from Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
And how did you go with game time?
How did I go?
Yeah, how did you go with game time last season? Obviously, being a first-year player.
I came over. Wasn't sure what was going to happen. We had a lot of great players. Didn't end up getting too much game time. Like, started a couple games here and there. Got a few at bats every couple weeks. Like, it was hard to get into a little groove.
Yep.
Really gave a big shock coming from playing every game to not really playing it at all. So
late inning pinch running efforts.
Big pinch runner, that's what I was.
Yeah, I saw that.
Big pinch runner.
As Jesse Toon takes a big hack at misses that one.
Could I ask you about the level of facilities over there? Because that's the one thing you hear when you go to college in the States. You hear all about the facilities and away rooms and the investment they put into you guys. Okay, so what's it like being around that every day?
Junior college, our facilities are good.
Another strikeout for Leo Matsuo.
Great. Being junior college, you don't get all the funding you would say is the 4-year colleges get. So we've got a nice field. We're definitely upgrading. We just got a new big grandstand. Going to get some new stuff within the baseball side of things at the school, which is good because we keep impressing. But we went and played ASU and Arizona State University, and their facilities are first class.
Yeah.
Yep.
Better than even some major league places. So that type of stuff is so fun to be around.
Didn't like that off the bat, but it's going to be enough to get over the head of a leaping Kai McIntosh Walsh.
No justice in this game.
Miles Charby. No. The wind didn't knock that one down. So how did you go mentally with not getting the everyday playing time, the 4 or 5 at bats every game, playing 9 innings, that kind of thing?
That was hard. I struggled mentally.
There we go. Apologies, everybody. And Zach Newbold goes down on strike, so 2 quick outs for Rocky Yates here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We're still tied 2-2, and we still have with us Jalen Ray. I'm going to blame him for the computer malfunction today. So we're talking about the mental side of things, not playing every day. And you were mentioning you had people to talk to and stuff. How did that get you through?
Yeah, that really just gave me something to look up to. Gave me something to look forward to, especially going into having the team having such a great year and me not playing, and then having the summer to look forward to really try and find my stride over there. Really helped me. Wasn't the best league, but hey, it did the job, and I really found myself again and came back really strong for the fall and had a really good fall. So,
where did you play when you played in the fall?
I played a bit of everywhere. I was
sorry, region, team. Or did you play in different teams?
For the fall?
Yeah.
No, that was just for our team.
With your team. Okay,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah, so I played a bit of everywhere. I played some second base, played some third, played a lot of left field and center field.
Yep.
Left field's probably going to be my spot this year.
Okay.
But, going to be playing everywhere.
Yep.
As they told me.
Super you.
Yeah. So
why
need
not?
a guy to have a break on the infield.
Chris Taylor, mate.
Plenty of
where I bought him.
Plenty of work in that. And how is that? How did you find that not playing and being away from family? And because it all builds up, it's very easy to get homesick when you're so far away. People,
Yep.
The funny thing when I was over there was being with people. Who, oh, I'm homesick, and they're half an hour down the road, and suddenly you're a 16-hour flight plus COVID and all that sort of stuff. How did you find that?
Yeah, it was hard at the time. I guess what's good now is obviously we got FaceTime and all that type of stuff, so always in contact with the parents and brothers and friends back over here, so that definitely helped out. But I mean, in times where you need a hug, it gets difficult, eh? And that shocked me for a bit, but definitely got back bigger and stronger. And so good to see them again since I'm back. Just big refresher before I go over.
What are some of your goals for next season? Obviously, more playing time, but
more playing time. I guess it's going to be my second year, so definitely to find a school as well, hopefully, or even get some pro looks, whatever. Just got to come out and really just not taking any focus on any of the outer stuff, especially like looking at a school or something like that. Just playing my game and getting back to loving the game, not just playing it for because I have to,
Yep. Couple of your Aussie mates signing. Tell us about those guys that have advanced their careers.
Yeah, big Clayton Campbell just signed to Detroit today, which is pretty exciting for him. A guy that was always looking for to sign, and he's definitely got the talent, as we all know. And he went over there, killed it. He got a job, so it's pretty exciting. It's really cool to see all the Aussies progressing, and just like a massive wave of us Aussies going over there for college now. And
every
really,
second day I'm seeing that, and another kid sign. It's such a big thing. It's
guys that honestly I hadn't even heard of before, and they're all going over there. And it's really cool to see the Aussies making a stride up there.
What was one or two of the big things you were looking to experience when you got over there, and what were one or two of the things that really, shook you and really surprised you once you got over there?
I guess I don't know. Something that definitely surprised me was everyone always talks about how hard everyone works when you're over there and all that type of stuff, and how it's going to be hard to get a spot. But going into CAC, we're one of the top programs, and we get the top guys for a reason. And just seeing the different work ethics from people and how they act and how they move around. Like, we had a lot of guys that went into the draft and got drafted, and it was really amazing to get to learn from them and see how they do things, and take that into my my sophomore year and my years beyond that. So that was definitely surprising, because it's something that you always hear about. I guess the most exciting thing was, I'm over there playing college baseball.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't love that?
You do some school and stuff, and the school work is definitely important, but you're there to play.
Yep.
And you're playing baseball every day, so you got to be all in, or it's not worth it,
So there is a pitching change for the Eagles with usual Wednesday night starter Shohei Ariyama coming out the mound. Obviously missed his start a couple of nights ago, so coming in and getting some work in before he heads down to Cronulla on Wednesday. He's got the first strikeout in Harry Fulton. Now he's got Will Fulton to deal with. Sorry, the cold's really affecting my train of thought.
I'll give you one off then, Luke.
Tell me, mate.
What are you doing in your downtime? And how much downtime do you actually get?
Okay. Yeah. So not a lot of people talk about that. We get a fair bit of downtime, and it's downtime that you can choose. It's up to you whether you go and train more or whatever. So it's like you can either put that downtime to good use, or you can spend it relaxing or whatever. So our usual day, at least in the fall, was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'd be up at 6 a.m. We'd lift at 7 to 8, come back, relax. I go down to early work every day at 9. We'd start training at 10:30, train for 4 or 5 hours. Then we come back and that's it. That's our day done. So then we've just got the rest of the day/night.
Yoshi Umezawa picks it up, flips over to Kyle McIntosh. Walsh fires it over to the first baseman, Vince Carreras, and that's a very quick 1-2-3 inning around that single, and that is just what Brian Murphy wanted here, heading into the bottom of the 7th. We'll stay here with Jalen Ray. What are you studying over there whilst you're over there?
Not a good question. Not a good question.
What have you enrolled in over there?
Honestly, I can't even remember.
Music?
Right now, so I'll give you my classes that I got right now that I'm about to finish.
Sure.
So I'm about to finish College Algebra 2. So this is a class that you have to pass to be able to then move on to a 4-year class, 4-year school. I'm doing Cultural Anthropology. I'm doing Fundamentals of Human Communication. And then I'm doing... There's one more class.
You haven't snuck biochemistry or something ridiculous like that in there?
Come on now. I haven't got it like that, mate. Relax. Nah, it's good. All my classes are online, so gives me as much time to get it done as I need to. I don't need to rock up to class, which is a good and bad thing.
If you don't rock up, you don't get it done.
We'll go into class, you have to stay aware for yourself. You're in a groove that online you do it whenever you can and whenever you want, really. So it's not bad. Gives myself extra time.
And you're living on campus with, speaking the break quickly, you're living on campus, so in dorms, you got a roommate you love, hate, in the middle.
Love it.
Love him?
No, that's great. Great. We have so we're in a dorm, and it's you're in a dorm with a mate, and then you got suite mates as well that you share a bathroom with. Luckily, I like my suite mates.
No, get ugly very quickly.
No
towel whipping in the showers.
I felt about them, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I was ready to throw hands.
You throwing hands? Come on, man.
Ended well for me.
No, correct.
It's the thought that counts. But no, it's good fun. We got probably half the team on campus, half the team living off campus.
And what's the kind of mix of nationalities in your side?
Yeah, so there's us 2 Australians, and then we've got 2 Canadians as well. Yeah, they're funny.
And then the rest Americans.
The rest are Americans.
Most annoying ones.
Yeah.
In there, strike 1, 2 balls and a strike to Yoshi Umezawa.
We do.
I love your accent.
How's COVID affected things over there? Obviously, we're hopefully coming to the back end of this pandemic, but how's it affected? Yoshi Umezawa up the first base line into the corner. This is going to be extra bases. Probably the first really genuine extra base hit of the whole day at Aquatic, and that's just rolled into the corner. Long run for Guy Evans. And Manly with the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And 3 outs to play with. And the heart of the order coming up. Yeah, so back to COVID. Has it affected things? Have you been able to manage it okay? Has there been any mass outbreaks?
That's a big question I get asked a lot. Really, we don't even hear anything about it.
Yep.
Mainly because we don't watch the news and stuff.
Yep, good.
No, we don't hear much about it. So it affected us a little bit earlier on in the year, just with some games and some travel. And stuff.
And that's kind of more, what it's just going to affect, if you get to play and where you get to play, those kinds of things.
But it didn't affect us at all last season, really. Like, we got all of our games in, we got to travel and everything. And this year, quite the same. We're going to go back to our normal schedule.
Yep. Did you have any strict protocols or anything that you had to adhere to? Or was it all kind of relaxed and? We were
getting tested every 2 weeks.
Right.
Until we got the option to get vaxxed.
Okay.
And a lot of us, including the coaches, kind of came together and said, "Hey, let's do it," because it means we're not going to get shut down if someone gets it. It's an easier way out, I guess. And for me personally, I needed it to come back home. So it was a no-brainer for me, but it's all good.
And speaking about travel, how far are you traveling for some of these games? Because you're in central Arizona, but Arizona is the middle of the desert. There's not a lot there.
So our furthest away games that we go to is probably like Eastern Arizona. So that's about 4-hour coach ride.
Strike one there to Luke Brown.
We've got a few of the guys that are Div 1 junior colleges that we play are all about 4 hours away.
Right.
4 corners of Arizona, as we say.
Yeah.
Are these bus trips or flights?
Trips.
Okay.
We don't fly, mate. We don't go like that. All the JUCO life. But this year luckily we get to go back to Vegas and start the season off with a little tournament there.
Luke Brown. Only to Toon at third base. That one didn't get underneath his legs, and that'll be 2 away here. Yoshi Umezawa moving up on the Tristan Watts fly ball. 2 outs now for Canterbury, trying to avoid Manly scoring the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 7th inning.
I guess the longest trip we would have had to go on was last year, going to Grand Junction, Colorado. We had to coach ride 13 and a half hours. I pulled up a spot on the floor and slept the whole way. I'll tell you what, that was the move.
Brilliant.
That was the move.
Stretch out.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Carreras takes that inside, ball 1. So you're talking about finding another school. Have you got any in mind that you're kind of looking towards, or?
I've got.
What's kind of the process from here for you?
Well, I didn't play too much my first year, so my discussion with the coach was, I just got to come out and perform, and it may not happen in the fall, because when they look at my name, they're going to look at stats from last year, so it's probably going to be later on in the season.
Carreras grounded the ball to Kingman. Easy pick up and throw, and Canterbury do avoid giving up that run. So after 7, scores remain tied. 2-2 here at Aquatic Ballpark.
Luckily enough, I had a really good fall, which put me in a really good spot with a lot of schools.
Yep.
Got me a lot of interest. And just the talk after that was, he was very happy with the fact that I wasn't too concerned about it all, because it's easy to get caught up in that. But I just got to come out in the spring and just show them, keep it going, and there's no doubt I'll get a school. So just got to come out and show it.
So, you had a couple of years in first grade here before you went over. How does playing in the JUCO world compare to playing first grade here in Sydney?
First grade, so growing up, you always, being a junior in Little League, and 12s and all that type of stuff, you see your first graders and you're like, shit, like I wanna be there, And luckily enough, I was 16 when I got my first start or first at bat or whatever, and I came in facing 93, and I was like, holy moly, like, wow. But it's just crazy. The competition, it's just different. I feel like there's just a different vibe between places. A lot of the first grade here is not old vets, but old great players that we've had, and playing over in JUCO, you know, you're facing hungry young guys that are all fighting for the same thing. So it's two different vibes, but first grade is something that I always, aspired to be playing in. And luckily enough, I got to have a few years in there when I was young. And
hopefully for your sake, we don't see you for a few more. But if you're back here in 4 years, then, you know, that left field spot or centre field spot, maybe even back at shortstop.
I ain't going back to. I ain't going anywhere else, man. This is the spot. Grew up here, not going anywhere else.
Well, Jay, it's good to have you back in the country. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hopefully the boys can give you a win, a bit of a Christmas present, and we'll let you go and head back out in the freezing cold. I can't believe you're just wearing a pair of skins.
Yeah, I know. Don't talk to me. I knew I was coming out, and I was like, damn, I need something warm.
I gave away my jumper to one of the other interns we had in here. I'm kind of regretting telling him to bring it to bring it back to training on Thursday.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend that.
Definitely wanted that extra layer. So 1-1 here to Brendan Kingman. Yeah, all the best, mate. Enjoy your Christmas break.
Thank you, boys.
And we'll look forward to following you. And hopefully you can give us some behind the scenes through the Instagram when you're back over there in the preseason and during the year.
Yeah, 100%.
Cheers, mate. Good to see you. Jalen Ray back in Australia for his Christmas break. We're hoping to see him on the field, but he's letting his body rest, and rightly so. Got a big couple of months coming up as he heads back and following his college dream. That one popped up on the infield. Shohei Ariyama takes control, and that'll be the first out here. Brendan Kingman looking a little bit sore, trying to hustle up the first.
Who says a pitcher shouldn't field those little pop-ups, Luke?
Mate,
not me.
Sometimes you just have to, and especially in these conditions, you just don't want to take the risk of that ball dropping to the ground. We
especially Shohei, who plays in the outfield when he's playing the field anyway.
Plays shortstop. The kid does everything. The only position I haven't seen him play is probably catcher. Actually, you know what? I have seen him, not so much play catcher, but I have seen him suited up in catcher's gear on the social medias when he plays for Team Japan on his off days. Adam Musto now, batting from the left side. Down and in. Give us a line on the Manly starter, mate.
It was a great performance, wasn't it? That's the first thing I'll say about Leo before I give you his numbers. 6 innings pitched, 103 pitches, 66% strike rate. Pretty impressive. 3 hits, 2 runs, none earned, 9 strikeouts, just the 4 walks. It's a terrific line. He's given the Eagles good length tonight as well, which I'm sure Brian Murphy would have wanted. And he's put him in a position to not only be competitive, but go on and win this ball game.
And it's certainly given Brian Murphy a little bit of a rest.
Absolutely.
In the strategy, essentially giving him one extra pitch, saved him one pitcher. He'll have Tom Newbold and Luke Brown to turn to in the next inning, and even if we do find ourselves in an extra innings scenario, because this game is played to a result. We've got 2-2 count here on Musto.
Noel doesn't think it's going there though. He's got the.
No, I think they're maybe going out the back to do the backgrounds in the dark. I think that might have been Simon actually. Noel's
gone.
Got the port sitting by the fire. I can't believe I'm saying someone's sitting by the fire on the 11th of December. Musto still 2-2. One away here in this top of the 8th.
It's the last Viking to
just
cross
outside
the plate in the second inning.
We've had no runs since the 4th inning. We've had a tie ball game since inning 4, so 5, 6, and 7 tie ball games.
Just a few spits of rain Starting to come across Aquatic again.
And that's ball forward to Adam Musto. So a runner on here.
It really has become miserable. It's turned from a windy day into a miserable evening.
Has. Just like last week, mate. You left at the right time last week. 2 Saturdays in a row, I've battled cyclonic winds.
Well, I'm glad to be with you here this one.
I'm glad I've got someone here with me.
I have to get Logue back in here.
I know,
January.
right?
What's he been doing?
Who goes to the basketball when he's supposed to be... I think he saw the lineup we had in here when he came past. I thought, well, I don't need to be here. I'm going to go, guys. See you later. So we might have to have a review meeting on Monday. Swing and a miss by Toon. A ball and 2 strikes now.
And Show's come in and, well, we know his stuff.
Does what Show does.
That's right. And just continued on from where Matsua left off, keeping hitters off balance, getting ahead in counts. All those basics we talk about all the time. But
no
so
runner
important.
there. Is a strikeout, though. Big strikeout on Jesse Toon. And just what Manly needed. That's Miles Charby to bat.
It's 2 for 3 tonight, Miles.
And he's
Approach
also
has been good.
He's also saved 1 run, and on the back of that, prevented another one from turning third and coming home later in the game as he takes a big hack at that one, trying to give his team a 2-run lead.
We saw this in his last at-bat, though. Got behind in the count, went down 0-2, battled back, and managed to flick one into left field. So he can do something similar here. Going that way again.
Gone to left field. Tom Newbold. This could be trouble out there. Nothing certain in the air. Definitely couldn't find it. And it is going to score the go-ahead run. Good throw by Newbold. Cut off, but not in time. Well backed up by Shohei. And we're going to go back to third. Ringer, Rosie. And it's going to be punched out at third base. But Miles Charby gets the job done. Tom Newbold losing that ball up in the lights in left field, unfortunately. And Manly unable to send this game tied into the bottom of the 8th, but they do avoid any further damage with Miles Charby thrown out at third. Trying to stretch it, trying to take the extra base. And it does finish the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 8th. Canterbury leading now 3 runs to 2. Just another good at-bat by Miles Charby. We're just saying how he battled and poked one into left field in his last at-bat. And right on cue, he does the same. Doesn't just poke it. He absolutely launches it. Tom Newbold lost it above the lights. And the wind is blowing it everywhere. So it'll be up to the lower half of the Manly order to get that run back and maybe an extra one to take the lead.
And it's very easy to point to, and you're right, the wind has taken that. But that's like, to drive that ball as far as he did in these conditions to left, that is a really
shows
impressive piece of hitting for
as
Miles.
we've gone up through the grades, not only is the pitching faster, but the swings are a lot better, so there's a lot more power, so the ball isn't necessarily swirling around or blowing back as much because it's obviously hit at a greater velocity. But I think as much as that ball's swirling around, if the ball does get too high, and it's still only kind of the back end of twilight, so the lights haven't taken full effect yet. It's not exactly as dark as it can be in the air.
Yeah.
So it will be Tom Newbold to lead things off. So hopefully he can get the job done and get himself on base. Swings at that one from Rocky Yates. Rocky Yates has been exceptional. What's his line on there, Alex?
Rocky's came in. He's pitched 2 innings after taking over from... 3 innings, sorry. Taking over from Jacob Foster.
Is that 38 pitches?
38 pitches for a 63% strike rate. 1 hit, no runs, no earned.
Very
3
effective.
strikeouts to no walks. He's been very, very impressive. He's got a bit of a herky-jerky action, but
effective, isn't it?
Well, often those... For me, I always found that really difficult to hit.
Toon again. He's been solid at third base. He's had that one go through his legs, but it's been the only one misplayed. And he makes that play for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Guys that pitch like Rocky, where they're sort of rocking back and forth. You lose sight of that ball for a little while. It can be really difficult to pick them up, especially when I never faced anyone that was throwing the velocity Rocky's throwing, right? So when you get all of that put together and he's throwing strikes,
Angus Wiles is a little bit like that.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
the early 18s as well. Has that kind of, exaggerated leg kick and wind up, long arm, rock back.
And the biggest thing about guys like that is they take the ball behind them. So you really do lose sight of the ball for a good bit of amount. It means you can't pick up. It's harder to pick up whether they're going to throw the breaking ball to you. There's a whole lot of things that come with pitchers who have that sort of action.
Nato lifts that one up in the air. Kingman points to the sky. Centre fielder Charby underneath it. No, they don't know where it is.
One.
And that's great heads-up running by Kenny Nato. Moves himself over the second base. He noticed that no one knew where that ball was. It's fallen into the Bermuda Triangle. And it's going to be a hustle double pop-up by Kenny Nato. And Manly now with the tying run, rather, in scoring position.
Well, we've been talking about Kenny Nato's approach has been so good all night and finally gets his rewards. We've been telling people keep it out of the air all afternoon. Now it seems to be the case you want to have it in the air because the outfielders are having a real tough time picking up the ball. But everything
that's gone in the air has also swirled around and been a nightmare for all the fielders, not just the outfielders, all the fielders. We saw the 18th second baseman lose track of one.
Yep. And so we get late in the evening in a massive spot with a tying run on second base.
Gabs Mateo. Big job to do for Gabs. He's had some really good at-bats so far tonight. Hit the ball hard, just been a little bit unlucky. He's probably been the one player that's hit line drives rather than the pop-ups this time. Only to the shortstop, Fullerton. He checks back Nato. And it's a wild throw offline. Nato will move up. He won't go any further than third base. And that's all you need to do is put the ball in play. And having Nato out of the corner of his eye, Fullerton throws the ball past his first baseman.
Well, you see Fullerton turning to check the runner there, and I think that really put him off on that play. He was already having to charge the ball.
Rather than the pop-ups this time.
Check.
Only to the shortstop, Fullerton. He checks back Nato. And it's a wild throw offline. Nato will move up. He won't go any further than the base. And that's all you need to do is put the ball in play. And having Nato out of the corner of his eye, Fullerton throws the ball past his first base, but it's just not a risk I'd be willing to take, knowing how good Will Fullerton is behind the plate. He's already hosed one runner tonight.
Manly run into too many outs already tonight.
Yeah, they have. So it's better just to play it safe. Hopefully Tom Newbold can just pierce the infield. Third baseman Jesse Toon looking to crash. Expecting maybe a bit of a bunt play. Now he's just pushed back a little bit now.
Looking at Yates, this is his second time through the lineup now. Players seem to be picking up a little more what he's throwing them.
Teo with a generous lead at first. Good secondary. Ball gets away from Will Fullerton, but not too far in the dirt. Well blocked by the young catcher.
That is really good play behind the plate. Keep that ball in front of him. Prevent a runner.
It's really been the difference. The difference in some of the games today. We saw it earlier with a lot of the pitchers throwing a lot of breaking stuff and not really having a strong, experienced catcher that can knock it down. But tonight, both with Will Fullerton and also, Kenny Nato. Kenny Nato has been the difference for Leo Matsuo tonight in really commanding, calling a good game, but also knocking down the breaking stuff when it's been down in the dirt.
Yeah.
Especially when Canterbury had runners on, in games, in days past, Leo's breaking stuff has, ended. Is that 3-1? Ended in the back net, which means an extra 90 feet for base runners. But tonight it wasn't the case, and I put that down to Kenny Nato. So 3-1 for Tommy Newbold, looking to pass the baton over to Kai McIntosh Walsh. He's waiting on deck. Fouls that one off.
That's a really good challenge pitch from Yates. Knew he had to hit a spot there in the 3-1 count.
Chucked it on the outside corner.
It was a really good pitch in a tough spot for a pitcher.
And a really good protection swing from Newbold as well. Now, if he makes any kind of different contact, maybe pokes it into right field, little bleeder in front of Edmonds out there.
Can expect him to go back to the fastball here. Oh,
Another foul. Be interesting to see who Canterbury go to next, whether or not it's Edmonds.
Well, that's been the question all night.
Or do they stay with Yates? I mean, he will get some part of the lineup. He's got the leadoff waiting on deck. Another great swing. Protecting that plate is Zach Newbold.
Really would be a big boost for them if Yates could get out of this inning. If you find a way to get out of this, even with the one
We don't want Canterbury getting a boost though, mate. We want Zach Newbold to drive this ball into a gap. Just get it through the infield, tie this ball game up. Just a base hit single, moves Gaz Mateo at the second base and let the top of the order do the work. There we go, pokes it down the right side, but it flies into the bullpen. That's 4 fouls in a row for Zach Newbold.
And this has been a really good battle.
As I think the temperature just dropped to about 4 degrees.
This has been a really good battle between two guys who are battling in what they know is a key spot. Yates has done so much hard work, giving them a good amount of length tonight.
Fourth inning of work.
That's right. In relief. Newbold knowing that anything on the ground he will score a run to the right side.
Yeah, to the right side. Maybe up the middle. Up the middle, could be dangerous.
Don't want him to roll too.
Mateo, good lead at first. And a swing and a miss. Great pitch by Rocky Yates. Holds his nerve after giving up 4 or 5 foul balls. And Peter Warboys is going to come out and have a chat.
Number 20, Kai McIntyre.
Oh, I did that whole thing. 4 great innings of relief for Rocky Yates out of the bullpen. It gets his team out of the jam, and he's going to send his team into the 9th inning with a 1-run lead. We'll see if they can't tack on. Manly need a quick inning, and hopefully they can steal this game in the bottom of the 9th when we return. As we head to the final inning of the ball game, just want to give a big shout out to our sponsors: Superior Valuation, Demolition Brothers, Raelius Group, Seventh Day Brewery, Elite Sports, Dual Finance, Kennard's Hire, Devitt Meats, Procar, Trident Movement, Hickey Tree Service, Dexterous, Coastal Concepts Carpentry, TME Custom Cabinets, Display Solutions, and Umi Baseball Australia. Big thank you to all our sponsors for the 2021-22 season. That's in there for ball one. It is. Who are we up to?
Andrew Cook in the...
It is Andrew.
Oh, but
no, it's not.
It's a pitch hitter.
It's Jai... Jai Burns, 2 balls, no strikes. He did come into the game defensively a couple of innings ago.
That's right.
Whilst we were chatting to Jalen Ray.
Well, we said it'd be a good appearance for Ariyama if we get 2 innings out of him. This is into his third.
He's going to stretch out to a third. What's his pitch count up to?
Just have a look at that now. 24 pitches.
Okay, yep.
As we speak.
Can't see anyone warming up at the bullpens. I don't know if maybe Luke Brand might be ready to go. It'll be a change from the DH position.
Be interesting if they do ride Ariyama here.
Yeah, I wouldn't think he'd be throwing definitely more than 40, but we'll see what happens. Maybe Brian Murphy's got another plan for Wednesday night against Cronulla. So 2-2. Ariyama's 40 his way back. 3-2 rather. It's 3-0. Now it's 3-2. Looks like Murph's off for a nervous wee. Ducking in behind us.
He's seen it all before.
In there for strike 3. Ariyama with the strikeout. Working back from 3-0 down. And getting the strikeout. Definitely more than 40. But we'll see what happens. Maybe Brian Murphy's got another plan for Wednesday night against Cronulla. So 2-2. Ariyama's 40 his way back. 3-2 rather.
Yates is going to grab a bat and hit here.
Well, he has hit. He did hit in his previous, when it came to his spot on the previous occasion. Fires in the 4th strike in a row.
Makes you think he'll be continuing.
Oh, yeah, I don't see why not, mate. He certainly earned it. He's put himself in the frame for the win. Like keeping Manly to, not giving up the run through his 4 innings. So why not throw a 5th? He's come this far.
It's been a superb outing. Looked as though Manly were getting to Jacob Foster. They managed to tie the game while he was on the mound. And Rocky's thrown 4 innings of shutout ball. 4 strikeouts to no walks.
The pitching in this game has actually been exemplary on both sides of the diamond. So 2 strikes for Rocky Yates. Top of the 9th, 1 out. And he throws in the hook on the outside corner. Nato loses it. Finds it. Oh, nervous. Throw up the first base. Nato just took a little bit of extra time. Made sure Carreras was at the bag. And the throw just dipped on Carreras a little bit. But the big boy at first base bent down and got the glove on it. And snared it. And back to the top of the lineup for Harry Fullerton.
0 for 3 tonight with a walk. Takes his A swing there for strike 1.
Yeah, tried to hit it back to Riverside. But with this wind, I don't think it's going past the dirt.
No.
Or even a Chatswood. In there for strike 2. Nice little curveball there. Fulton not happy with it. He's now in an 0-2 hole with 2 out. Manly will have Umazawa, Watts and Brown due up in the bottom of the 9th inning. They want at least 1. They'll be ecstatic if they can get 2. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. So Ariyama, what did he throw? 32 pitches?
36.
36 pitches, so kept it under 40. I think that's not a bad spot to be as they head to the bottom of the ninth. Manly needing the run to tie for a very, very big Saturday night W. We'll be back with the bottom of the ninth in a minute. So we're back here, bottom of the ninth inning. And it's going to be Yoshi Umezawa, Tristan Watts, and Luke Brown to try and tie this ball game up and send Manly fans home happy and freezing cold. I wish I could just click my fingers and everything was packed up, but
I'll get you moving again, Luke. It would be the worst thing
true.
ever.
That's why sometimes we had a stand-up commentary booth. One ball, no strikes for Yoshi Umezawa. Rocky Yates, 56 pitches through 4 innings of work. 4 strikeouts, no walks. 0 walks has been key. He's only thrown 6 of 15 first pitch strikes. Make it 6 of 16 now. With that ball 1 to Yoshi. That one also dragged down, 2-1. Umezawa has had a good day at the plate. See if he can just get one more quality at bat under his name.
Yeah, 3 for 4 with a double. It's not a bad weight.
That double was a beautiful poke down the first baseline. No checks. Offers of that one. Can't hold it up. 2-2. He's just having a bit of a tendency to back away when that pitch comes in.
It's almost like he's trying to go opposite field. Well,
down and in. 3-2. Feels the count up. Will this be the first walk of the night for Rocky Yates? Can Umezawa get himself on base? Steps off, takes time to adjust. Wind just picking up a little bit again.
Just to make it a bit cooler for you, Luke.
Yep. Oh, pokes it again. First baseline, kids out there hustling after it. Bounces off the netting around the mound of dirt.
Played that very nicely off the netting as well.
Beats his brother to the ball. Count remains 3-2. I'm glad I went the tracksuit option today.
Yeah.
I did have the option of shorts. That one, long run for Fulton, but it's going to get into the Canterbury dugout. And shorts are in the bag.
And that's where they should stay.
And that's where they have stayed. I thought, it's usually pretty warm in the morning during setup, but we didn't see the sun until midway through that third grade game. All right, so the night sky finally taken full effect. Another 3-2 pitch coming for Umezawa. Straight back up the middle. That's what we want to see. Umezawa's 4 for 5. And Manly are in the thick of it right here.
That's such a good approach, and he showed it all night, Yoshi.
It's usually pretty warm in the morning during setup, but we didn't see the sun until midway through that third grade game. Straight back up the middle. That's what we want to see. Umezawa's 4 for 5. Two. And we're back. Heading to the top of the 10th inning. First time we've had extras in quite some time. First time we've had extras since going to Saturdays. Well, we had all of last year when we didn't go extras.
And we do it on the coldest night of baseball in December.
Correct.
For, ever.
Shohei Ariyama back out for another inning of work, which is inning 4 now.
This is 4th inning of work for Shohei.
He's turning in Rocky Yates kind of innings now. It's going to be Will Fulton to bat.
This is a tough spot. Heart of the order.
2, 3, 4 hitters.
He's thrown 36 pitches, Shohei.
Lifts that one into the air. Long run for the outfielders. Tom Newbold underneath it. Makes the catch for the first out. And just like the 9th inning, 1 pitch, 1 out for Shohei Ariyama. But it does bring up dangerous Guy Edmonds, who is 0 for 4. 0 for 4?
0 for 4. 3 strikeouts and hit into a double play.
There you go. So...
not his best night, but that can all be
one swing of the bat, mate. And it will happen when the wind just absolutely drops to nothing.
Which it has.
Ever so slightly.
And with a guy who throws with good velocity on the mound.
Ripped foul.
Turned on that.
Did turn on it. Got on it early. Starting to see it a little bit better now. He's Guy Edmonds. I think his first 6 hacks were all swings and misses. It wasn't until the 3rd at-bat he actually hit something foul. Now he's in at-bat number 5. Swing and a miss there. Yep. No. No. Mm-hmm. So 0-2 for Guy Edmonds. Doesn't mind the curveball. Gets him, strike 3. That's 4. And let's see if we can get a camera angle. No broken bat over the knee today.
To be fair to him, he's got some cracking
pitches.
He has.
It has been exceptional pitching all night long from both Matsuo and Ariyama. And I think he's just tipped his cap and realised that. And that is a huge second out.
Can Kingman pick up his 3-hole hitter?
Not swinging at that.
High, quick, out of the zone.
Where are we with the Manly lineup, mate? 8-9-1. 8-9-1 for Manly when we come up. 9-1-2. Gabs?
We are due up. No, Kenny Nato, Gabby Mateo.
So 7-8-9.
7-8-9.
Thank you. Up for ball 1. 1-1 now. First ball throw. Showtime has thrown in this inning. Top of the 10th here at Aquatic Ballpark on a wild and windy night. This thing could be anything. Mateo having to hustle in, makes the catch. And that is the 10th inning over. We'll head to the bottom with a 3-3 tie on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. So it's very handy when you can retire the 2, 3, 4 hitters on 6 pitches. Pitch count for Shohei Ariyama at 42 and Rocky Yates at 75, did you say?
Sorry?
Did you say 75 for Rocky Yates?
He's throwing 76 across
pitches
his 5 innings.
With 5 innings, so 15 pitches an inning. And it's going to bring up Kenny Nato for the Eagles to lead things off. This Manly lineup has really got the job done 1 through 9 tonight. Every hitter has had a good long at-bat at least once or twice tonight. Give some quality at-bat numbers there, Alex.
Quality at-bats, 11 for Manly tonight. Wrong side of the card. 18 tonight for Manly.
18 out of...
42%.
So 18 out of 35. 5 times 9, 35.
The 2 new bolds have had 3 each. Gabby Mateo's had 1.
That's been the story, I think, for tonight. It's been really good to see for Manly tonight. 18 quality at-bats. That means going deep in accounts, hitting the ball hard, moving runners over, getting the team at-bat done. Swings and misses of that one. Unfortunate it wasn't strike 3 because that kicked all the way to the back fence. And it is 2 strikes and a ball, I believe, for Kenny Nato. Yes. Rocky Yates approaching 80 pitches out of the bullpen. Been a phenomenal effort. And spikes that one, but he's entitled to do so. 2-2. Gaz Mateo waiting on deck, taking his practice cuts. Loosening up the shoulders. Down the bottom of the zone, 3-2. He's worked back from 0-2 to 3-2. Another quality at bat from a Manly Eagles batter. And that's ball 4. So Manly with the go-ahead run on base for Gabriel Mateu.
Not just the go-ahead run, Luke.
Sorry,
it's the
winning run. And Peter Warboys is going to come out and have a chat to his workhorse out on the mound. And he's going to the pen. He's going to the left fielder, Adam Musto. So we'll take a break, and that is absolutely outstanding job by Rocky Yates. 5+ innings. Kept his club in the ball game. It's been an absolute pitching duel. It's been an absolute delight to watch, despite the windy weather. So we'll let Musto warm up. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the rest of this 10th inning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, strap yourself in. We've been strapped in all day in these cyclonic conditions. I know we keep harping on about it, but it's certainly been a joy to bring you this game. 3-all here, bottom of the 10th inning. Gabriel Mateo shows bunt, gets it down. It's going to be too big, and it's going to be safe at second base. The ball comes out of the glove. Gabriel Mateo gets the bunt down. Again, a little bit too much pepper on it. Straight back to the pitcher. Adam Musto made a really good play, but couldn't be handled at second base by Harry Fullerton. And with the 9-hole hitter up, Zach Newbold now. Runners on first and second. We'll see what Brian Murphy decides to do here. Could have ourselves another bunt option. Shows it, squares it. Umezawa heads up on the base running. Curveball by Musto in the dirt, and Manly now 90 feet away from victory.
Well, you don't envy Musto being called out of left field.
Let's go Manly and let's go Vikings. Chance go up around the ground on the brave souls that are left here at Aquatic Ballpark tonight. Down in the dirt, 2-0.
This is such a tough spot for Musto coming out of left field. He
no one likes coming from
cold.
the field yet.
At the winning run on first base, and now runners on the corners. Manly 90 feet away from taking this one. Another late fight back today.
Mateo takes second base, moves up.
And a non-contested steal for second.
So 3-0 now for Zach Newbold. Kai McIntosh Walsh is licking his lips on deck. In there for strike one. 3-1. But I just saw Rocky Yates heading up to the canteen, and he looks like he could do another 5 innings. But obviously with that pitch count creeping up, you need to come out of the game. And a big strike 2 hack there. Zach Newbold trying to make it a 3-run win. He's got to punch the ball through the drawn-in infielders now. There's some smart base running by Kenny Nato. Obviously saw what Musto was offering on that first pitch. And as soon as it was in the dirt, he took off. And he put himself 90 feet away from winning this game for the Eagles. Another 3-2 coming for Zach Newbold. In there, strike 3, looking. And we'll be interesting to see what Canterbury do with McIntosh Walsh here with first base open. Nothing coming from the bullpen just yet. Looking for 4 fingers to be displayed, but they're going to pitch to McIntosh Walsh.
3 for 5 tonight, but hasn't had a hit since the 4th inning. And takes strike 1 on the outside corner.
Just need something through.
It might not even be. Oh, yeah. With the infield in, it will be something through now.
Needs to be something through. Or
that.
Something to the back fence.
We want a base hit, though, don't we, Luke?
It's more enjoyable when it's a base hit.
Yep.
Celebration's a lot more fun. Just got to make sure you get the right camera angle. McIntosh Walsh fouls that off. Just missing a couple of cars in the car park. They went deep into the car park too. Oh, that was 5 or 6 car spaces back. You don't see it go that far. McIntosh Walsh down 1-2. You know, I just realised we haven't brought any score updates from other grounds either.
Haven't needed to.
Plenty of action here. Fights off that curveball. Musto showing toughness on the mound.
Not kidding. Really tough spot for him to come in. These last 2 hitters He's been in the contest.
First couple of pitches are a bit shaky, but he's held tough. Worked back from 3-0. There's a 1-2 count now on Kai, who swings and misses. He gets the strikeout. 2 huge strikeouts here. I'll bring up Yoshi Umezawa. No, it's Yoshi Umezawa.
4 for 5 tonight, Yoshi. Massive night. Came around to score the tying run of the ninth. Now gets the chance to drive in the winner.
This is where you just want the ability to just pick someone out of your lineup and go up and have an at-bat. Ooh.
Chased him in there. My goodness.
Chased him in, he backed away, and I think at the last minute, Umezawa was like, I'm going to try and get hit by a pitch here. It looked like he stuck the leg out at it, but 1-0 for Umezawa. Got a feeling we might have a ball to the back net to win the game.
Yeah, your call's been pretty good lately. Maybe you haven't jinxed it. He spiked that one. What a block.
Will Fullerton has
that is one of
just
the best
saved
blocks you'll
Canterbury
ever
the game
see.
right there. He's done that a couple of times tonight. 2-0 though to Umezawa. Driver's seat right here. Can he pierce the infield? Back in regulation depth.
That is one of the best blocks you'll ever see. That was a fastball spiked about 6 feet short of the plate. Remarkable.
And again, down 3-0, working around Umezawa.
Just seems to be overthrown a bit now.
And the guy's 4 for 5. I'm working around him as well.
Yeah.
Tristan Watts on deck. 3-hole hitter. Just as dangerous, though. And he won't have anywhere to put him if he falls behind. Umezawa 3-0. As ball 4 almost to the back fence. Will Fullerton is earning his money tonight. And Pete Warboys is going to come out and just calm down young Adam Musto. And he signalled to Guy Edmonds in right field. So we'll take another break while Canterbury make the pitching change. Second time they've gone to 3 pitches in an inning today. They did it in third grade. And we'll be back with Tristan Watts against Guy Edmonds. So Tristan Watt steps into the batter's box against Guy Edmonds, who was exceptional last year in the closer's role for these Canterbury Vikings. And that first pitch is high, ball 1. Manly bench will be riding every single pitch. All 5 of them that are on there. Actually, there's a few more there. Down and away. Ball 2.
Just hearing Michael O'Neill's
Michael O'Neill. He had
commentary as well in my, other ear.
It was, don't you dare swing at it, Yoshi, when he was 3-0. Now he's wishing Guy Edmonds to throw one away. Up, ball 3.
Wow.
3-0. Never an easy spot to come into these cold conditions. You haven't warmed up. 3-0 for Tristan Watts. Gets the strike call, 3-1. Game on, right here. Loaded bases, 2 out, 3-1 count. Nowhere to put him. Edmonds needs to make 2 good pitches here. And he makes 1.
It's right on the
Here
corner.
we go, 3-2. You normally only see a walk or a strikeout. Very rarely do you see the ball hit and play on 3-2. What are we going to get here? Are we going to an 11th? Or is this game on the board for the Eagles? Ball 4! The Manly Eagles have broken the Saturday night curse. Earlier I referred to this happening. I didn't say what it was for this very reason, but the Manly Eagles have finally won a Saturday night game since turning to Saturday nights at the start of last season. An outstanding performance by the pitchers on both sides of the diamond. Manly have really dug deep to win this game tonight. Rocky Yates was exceptional for Canterbury. Leo Matsuo was just as outstanding.
Yep.
But before we get on to the recap, a huge thank you has to go out to a very special group of people who were here late last night. Noel Markham, Simon Loud, Michael O'Neill, Joe Weller, and Matt Eisenhower. They were here scraping all the mud off the infield. They were back here early this morning, relaying 50 cubic metres of turf onto the problem areas of this ground to make sure we got all 4 games up tonight. A big thank you to those people. A huge effort tonight by all the teams. Manly get 2 wins and 2 draws. Under 18s winning. Third grade coming back and tying the game. Second grade coming back and tying the game. First grade coming back and winning this one 4-3. Their first Saturday night win. Well done to Brian Murphy and his men. We're going to say goodnight because we want to pack up and get out of this cold. Thank you very much for tuning in. We apologise for the technical difficulties along the way, but we held fast and we got the job done. Manly, 2 wins on the season. We head to Cronulla next week before 10 days off over Christmas. We'll be back in action here on the 8th of January against Riot and the 11th of January here at Aquatic. We hope you can join us. Everyone have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you here at Aquatic Ballpark in 2022. From myself, Alex Molchanoff, Kiana Mock, and Andrew Logue, thanks for tuning in to Eagles Baseball Sports Network. We'll see you in 2022. Go Manly.